100 questions come in for you. They know you're the expert. They know that you've been involved in the design of most all these HF radios.
We work with most of the companies, and they come to me for the help with the audio inputs and the equalization, all of the ICOM Pros, the parametric EQ for the ASUs. And we helped when they laid out the plans for the couple of the Kenwoods. So yeah, we're involved with them, and I'm really glad that they're listening to somebody that that uses them. That's very important.
Yeah.
And they're coming out and doing that. Not just me, but others that they've come to.
Well, Bob, I'll tell you what. Let's look at the camera. Don Wilbanks told me I had a face for radio, so it's not much for two. So we'll kind of look there, and that way they'll get to see you in the eye when you talk. Okay. All right. So hey, you got anything new coming out this year? You kind of have new stuff all the time.
I have a couple of really great new products. First of all, our HBA. This is a product that we use for wireless. We're able now to take these little devices and plug them into the bottom of your microphone, any kind of microphone, and you're wireless. And I've fought this for a long time. They're Bluetooth, and I'm not a Bluetooth fan because Bluetooth's always bubbly. It's always It's not clean and it's not clear. Well, we figured out how to fix that.
Are these charged up? You think these will work right now? Are they charged or anything?
I don't think I have my batteries in.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
The thing about this is that we're on 3847 with a lot of guys every night, and there's 4 of us on there. George is one of them that have these, and we talk back and forth, and we can change to a cable, or you can change to the new HBA, and you can't tell.
So what's the range on this?
About 40 feet.
Oh, man, you can take your mic and go to the bathroom, couldn't you?
Just about, yeah.
Just about, man.
Yeah, and they work really well, so we're extremely happy about that. I have a new headset coming. We've been working on a new headset. It's going to be also aviation type. It has great a great noise canceling, and it's passive. It's not an active noise canceling, and it works really good. And we got a new bass coming out. And then, of course, the PR781 has been the microphone. This has really caused some sensation. Here we brought it out in gold.
Yeah, I think you introduced that at RNL?
Yes. I had the prototype there.
Yeah, I think it was RNL, and we showed it. That's when you tried to walk off with my Heil microphone.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, man.
Picked up
but that's cool, man. I like it.
It is. And it works so well. And we're thrilled about a lot of the products we're bringing to the industry. And that's what it's about. And they're all not expensive. We keep the price down on all of this. Of course, one of the other things is our own wire. We're making our own wire, our own connectors, and they're all very rugged. And nobody's done that before. Nobody's paid attention. So we're trying to help the whole industry. And of course, one of the most important things is that I'm on the air every day at my new station lab down in the Ozarks, which I can use all this stuff, and I know what works, what we need. That's the fun part of it.
I got a question for you. You were just showing your new mic there you introduced, and they all have a little bit different elements. For instance, I love these PR35 microphones. I'm not an audio guy, so I don't know the difference of what that mic does for me or this mic does for me. This seems to work really good.
Basically, there's only 3 elements in our entire line. We're talking Pro and Ham radio now.
Okay.
But the difference is, this is a performance mic. The PR35 is used by hundreds of leading artists. We're talking Carrie Underwood, Charlie Daniels, Stevie Wonder, on and on and on. When you look at the Oscar show, the CMA Awards, it's all our PR35.
This is the mic, so we should...
This is it.
I kind of feel like Charlie Daniels, right now.
And so what happens is I take this element. For ham radio, it's got a lot of frequency response. We don't need anything under about 100 cycles because you're just going to be muddying up things.
Sure.
But we still need that articulation that this has. And that's what is in the PR781. It's that element rolled off a little on the low end, but it's still got that sparkling great mid-range and highs for articulation. So that's what we're doing, is changing the concept of the element for what we're using it for.
And I noticed these mics have a little switch here for roll-off, I think, on the end. Now, do all your mics typically have that?
No, I don't do that in the 781 because you have that in the transmitter.
Right, exactly.
A little EQ in the transmitter.
Right. Yeah.
So all of the microphones that we're doing for ham radio now are a little wider because everything has has some form of equalization, and you need to learn how to use your equalization. I'm always amazed that I go to workshops and people will say, "No, I'm still in the default mode." Well, don't do that. Play with the equalization with the right microphone, and you will be amazed how much more articulation and talk power you have when you get it all tuned up and tuned to your voice also. You have anything happening there?
Well, let's see. I hit a wrong button and everything turned off. So it's coming back. We've got it. Let me make the print bigger.
All right.
Will the Hamvention be at the Plano, Texas HamCon?
Plano, Texas.
Going there? No, I'm on tour then, and I won't be at Plano. That's a real problem because I don't. It just so happens in the summer I'm out doing other things, so I don't make a lot of those Hamfest, and that's one of the things that happens. We have a lot of rehearsals and stuff in the summer.
Well, here's a few things coming in. Let's see. Great products and support and emails from you. 781G giving great audio reports on his new Tintec.
Yeah. Yeah, we're starting to bring the balanced line into all these transceivers now. They're doing and supporting balanced line like we've had in the broadcast industry forever. The RFI issues are negligible if they're at all, and so we are building most of our cables to work in many of the radios because they have a little secret way you can hook them up now, the new radios, and it's balanced line, and you don't have to resort for that little stupid Foster connector. I hate those things.
That's cool.
But I did something about it. I make our own that are bigger, the Stealth connector, and it's wonderful. But we go in with our balance line connectors, and of course with our balance line XLR microphone. This is all broadcast standards. This should have been in amateur radio forever. Amateur radio should never have been unbalanced. Never. And for some reason it got past all the engineers. Well, we brought it back, and everything that we do now is balanced in this upper line, and it's really great because it solves the problems.
Did you already touch on this? Any Bluetooth for headsets?
No, we're working on some things. Yes, we have it for the microphone, and we got to work on the other side now. We're working on that. And Marissa, I left Marissa in 1994.
Oh, this guy must have been in hibernation.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And our plant was moved in 94 to Fairview Heights, which is just across the river from St. Louis, about 12 miles east. It's near Scott Air Force Base. Yeah. So we left there a long time
Here's a guy here, a Pro Micro. Is that one of your products?
Yes, and he bought it from HRO. Yes. Yeah. Well, we sell things. We can only sell things at list price. We can't compete with our dealers. That'd be stupid. We have hundreds of dealers around the globe. So yeah, you can search around and you can deal with some of the dealers. That's what it's all about, my friend.
Well, here's a question from the UK. How long you been in business and how did you get started? Now, you've been around since last century. Well, I know that.
I started my career, I was 14 years old playing the pipe organ at the Fox Theater in St. Louis. I learned how to voice and tune those big Wurlitzers, and I've been playing them forever. I still do. I just came out with a new CD with one in my new studio in the Ozarks. And I played for years. And then in 1966, I got into the retail music business and the sound reinforcement business. And it was about 68 or 9, I met up with WB6ACU that had this little band called the James Gang. And from there, it's been pretty
For
crazy.
people that don't know who that is, that's Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh. And we have been best friends for all these years. years, he's helped me with so many things, especially in designing some of these microphones, because it's kind of nice to have the Eagles as your beta tester.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And so I started in 1966 in the music business. So 1980, I got really entrenched in the ham radio industry of bringing better audio to that.
So didn't you really get started by making these big amplifiers?
Yeah, that was back in 1970, 71.
So these rock bands discovered you were really the man that made the big amplifiers, and
it was
they had to take you with them, didn't they?
Yes, it was all because of Joe and I. We were two hams, and we were able to do some really cool things where most musicians, you can't touch anything on the stage. And Joe and I, in the middle of a show, we'd be fixing chords or attaching different things. We were hams, but oh, wait a minute, Joe had to be playing the show. But then it caught on because I was building huge PA systems. I didn't know no one had not done that. And then the Grateful Dead discovered it. And we went on the road with the Grateful Dead. We hit the front page of Billboard magazine that we had this large 20,000 watt PA. The Who found us, and from there it was crazy. ZZ Top, Jeff Beck, Joan Baez, on and on and on. And today, same deal. Only we got off the road with the big sound system with the actual speakers and all of the amplifiers that we had built and did all of that. I got out of that and got back into building ham radio stuff in 1980. But Joe drug me back into this market about 8 years ago to build him a better microphone. And, boy, we have just blown everything away. Because you take the Shure SM58 and the Electro Voice RE20, that stuff's 45-year-old technology, and now all being built in China. So it's nowhere close to what it was years ago, and we have just massacred those. I mean, they sound like tin boxes compared to our products, and it's because of Joe and all these entertainers. Paul Rogers just came up with an idea for a microphone. The microphone you're speaking, it was because of Joan Baez. Joan asked me to build her this microphone after listening to our PR30, and I cabbaged the PR30 element into a handle that I had made, and it was great. She said a girl could fall in love with this, and it now has become the darling of the pro market, the PR35.
So, I think you're the only vendor that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Is that true? Or
we're the only manufacturer there. Okay. It's very honorable, incredibly humbling. They have a large room there with a lot of my early works back in the 70s, where we did the Quadrophenia tour. We built the first quad PA. That mixer's in the Rock Hall. The mixer I built for ZZ Top, and just a whole bunch of things we did in those days.
Is there a copy of the Talk Box in there?
Yes, number one, the prototype.
Talk Box number one's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I had Joe and Peter signed it. I gave it to, the Talk Box came up with Joe and I for Rocky Mountain Way. There's a whole history about that. You look at my Wikipedia page and it tells you some of that. But Joe and I came up with that for Rocky Mountain Way. And then I started building it commercially. Tens of thousands of them were over the years. But I gave one to Peter Frampton for a Christmas present in 1974, and I think you can all write the rest of that history. Put Peter Frampton and Bob Heil into Google, or into YouTube. We sat down last year and did about a half-hour video, Peter Frampton and I, about how Heil sound increased his career, because we were doing his audio then for the big speakers.
Well, hey, if it wasn't for your audio, those guys wouldn't be around, I think.
Well, Peter will tell you that. Joe will tell you that. Jerry Garcia, he was the guy that named my company. We were very good friends. My company was Ye Old Music Shop.
Ye Old Music Shop.
Yeah, when we got on the road, he called me one day and says, "Hey, what is this Ye Old stuff? We can't pronounce all that. Can we just call you Heil Sound?" And I said, "That's okay, Jerry, do it." So really, Jerry named Heil Sound. He was a great friend of mine. Here's a guy that's never tasted beer or smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
I had a soldering iron, though, and as Pete Townsend always said, leave the guy alone. He's got a soldering iron. He makes it sound good, and he can drive the truck, and I usually did.
Oh, okay, good. Hey, does the Bluetooth mic have a push-to-talk? I'm guessing no.
No,
but
you
use Vox.
Use Vox, right.
Yeah.
And it works really well. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
You know, I think we're giving away one of the Bluetooths as a prize.
Yeah,
here. This
good
guy
deal.
said here, I want that Bluetooth thing.
Yeah. It's really great.
Yes, he won
really
it. He
great.
may have won it.
Really, really great. Well, I love talking to you, everybody. And, of course, we're on Ham Nation every Wednesday night. Just put Ham Nation into Google, and you can see all 150 programs now. And you want to go watch, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Joe Walsh was on 2 different nights.
Oh, yeah, I saw
it. Was an incredible interview about how Joe got into ham radio. Just put Ham Nation into Google, and down the left side you'll see all these different shows. And Joe, he was really cool. So we had a lot of fun. A lot of comments about your products here. Do you have to use a mixer with your mics, or can you plug directly into a today
radio?
most all the radios have some form of tailoring. And even if you don't, we build some good articulation into the microphones.
In fact, I use this mic directly into my TS2000.
That's all you need, right? And you don't need all of this mixing stuff. A lot of that is ego, and you don't. No. The right microphone into the radio, dial up the little high boost, and you're there.
Do you have a toll-free technical support number you can call for
No,
estimates?
you want to talk, just call and talk to Dinah. She's our service manager, been with me 20 years. The best thing to do, if you have any questions, email them to me. Just my call, ARRL, that gets it. I get a couple hundred a day, and I answer them all. I really do. But send me an email if you have anything. And hey, and worst to worst, I'll call you back. Or hey, we'll meet on the air. That's what I really like to do. If a guy's having a problem, let's get on, talk about it, work it out. So yeah,
Bob,
super.
We can talk as long as you want. You probably it's not a big crowd, but you tell me when you want to end this thing.
Yeah, we got to hit down here in a little bit, but
okay.
I really appreciate everybody with the questions and especially supporting what you do. W5KUB has become extremely famous in the amateur radio industry, and we thank you for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're thanking you for the prize donation.
Yeah, we like to keep that going.
They like the interview?
Well, very good. Well, Tom, you keep up the good work, buddy, and I'm glad that we could get you together with Exceed to give you a nice signal up there. And
man.
You take care. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Hey, we'll see you on the nets on 40 meters or wherever.
If I have time. I'm going to try to get on there.
I'm the same way.
You need to come to Huntsville in August, man.
Yeah,
try to make it.
It's on the agenda, but there's something else on the agenda, and we do a lot of rehearsal hall. See, that's the deal. When these guys, a lot of people might not know this, but when we do a tour, a band does a tour, they just don't get in the truck and go on tour. We spend 2 or 3 weeks in rehearsals. They rehearse everything. The microphones, the guitar amps, the wires, the lighting, the clothes, and how fast we can pack it all up, and how do we pack the trucks, how do we unpack the trucks for each show, because a lot of times we'll be in St. Louis one night and Atlanta the next night. Think about that. And when you're Carrie Underwood with 16 semis and 9 buses, you have to have some coordination. And so these rehearsals are 2 or 3 weeks long for these tours. That's really, I don't go out and do every tour and sit and mix all that. No, there are guys that do that now. Where they want my expertise, because I've been there, done that, is how do you put it together? That's really important, and that, because if there are any problems, they'll show up at the rehearsal. If we got a problem on the tour, we didn't do her rehearsal right, because you have backups for everything. You
want it to look perfect, man, when you do it. You can't practice it when in live.
When people are spending $200 for a ticket, we want to see a production. We don't see a rehearsal.
Well, even our little production here, Bob, we'll spend 2 weeks getting ready for this.
That's
There's a lot of wires and cables and broken stuff and new stuff, and you have to work. But we kind of fly by the seat of our pants here.
It is,
but still, we spend 2 weeks.
Sure. So a lot of guys, not a lot, but once in a while I get some guy really beating up on you about, my wire broke and you got this cheap wire. There is no such thing.
You know what?
Wire breaks. I don't care if it's for ham radio or a microphone.
When we were setting up Thursday, right before they turned the lights off, our wire breaks in one of our microphones. We had a soldering iron and we fixed
I was setting up for Ham Nation yesterday, and my USB cable from the mixer to the Exceed modem
Yeah.
It wouldn't work, so I went and got another one. I'm telling you, there's gremlins.
There are gremlins in this
and
building.
a lot of it has to do with this stuff.
Yeah.
So what can I tell you?
Well, look.
Thanks very much.
Ham Nation, guys, I think everybody out there is aware of it. Everybody watches it. We watch it, and congratulations on a very successful
Thank
show.
you.
How many episodes now?
150.
150.
Yeah, but
All
Leo
right.
Laporte's an angel to give amateur radio all this bandwidth to let us do that, because the sponsors and stuff make it happen.
All right.
Thanks,
Well, thank
everybody.
you.
We'll see you on the air, and got any questions, email me, and I'll answer you back. Hey, thanks, Tom. Thanks for all you do, man.
All right, man.
We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I'll take my mic.
You got it.
You can't walk away with it, even though it says Heil on it. Thank you.